You call it growth, but it's actually self-sabotage. You say you're working on yourself, you say you've changed. But deep down, are you really evolving? Or are you just running from the same problems in a new disguise? Think about it. You cut people off and call it protecting your peace. You quit projects and say, I'm setting boundaries. You isolate yourself and convince yourself it's self-love. But what if none of that is growth? What if it's fear, dressed up as progress? See, growth isn't always pretty. It's not quiet or comfortable. Real growth feels like confrontation, like sitting in rooms that make your ego ache. It's facing your own patterns, not escaping them. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the ways you call it growth, when it's really self-sabotage. First, you avoid discomfort and call it peace. You start cutting off everyone who challenges you. You avoid tough conversations because you don't have the energy for drama. But here's the truth. You're not finding peace, you're avoiding growth. Discomfort is where growth happens. It's where you learn to communicate, to compromise, to hold your ground without losing your calm. If you walk away every time something feels hard, you'll never build emotional muscle. Imagine someone who quits the gym every time they sweat. Would they ever get stronger? Exactly. Peace without honesty isn't peace, and it's escape. Second, you call indecision patience. You tell yourself you're waiting for the right moment. You research for months, overthink every detail, but never take action. You call it planning, but it's really procrastination in disguise. Sometimes waiting for clarity is just your fear asking for more time to win. Because deep down, you already know what to do. You're just scared of failing. Growth isn't found in perfect timing. It's found in imperfect action. In trying, failing, learning, and trying again. You can't steer a parked car. Move first. Clarity comes with motion. Third, you call isolation healing. You disappear for months. You ghost people who care about you. You convince yourself you're working on your energy. But healing isn't meant to make you invisible. Healing is supposed to help you return to the world stronger, wiser, softer. Isolation feels safe, but too much of it turns into loneliness, and loneliness feeds self-doubt. You can't heal in silence forever. At some point, you have to practice being seen again, by showing up, by talking, by connecting. Because growth doesn't happen in the cave. It happens when you step out of it. Fourth, you call impulsiveness intuition. You make big decisions out of emotion, quit jobs, end relationships, change paths, and say, my gut told me to. But was it your gut, or your fear of commitment, rejection, or boredom? Real intuition is calm. It's quiet. It doesn't rush. It doesn't scream, leave now. It whispers. If your intuition feels panicked or defensive, it's not intuition, it's avoidance. Sometimes growth means staying when your old self would have run. It's choosing discipline over impulse, stillness over chaos. And here's the truth that hurts the most. Self-sabotage often feels like self-improvement because it gives you the illusion of control. You tell yourself you're choosing yourself, but really, you're just choosing comfort. You're protecting your ego, not your soul. Growth is uncomfortable because it requires death. The death of old habits, old stories, old versions of you.
And your mind will do anything to avoid that death, even if it means sabotaging your future while pretending it's self-care. So here's your reminder. Real growth doesn't always feel good. Sometimes it feels like falling apart. But falling apart isn't failure. It's the space where truth begins to rebuild you. So ask yourself, where in your life are you calling it growth when it's actually escape? Where are you protecting your peace instead of confronting your pain? Where are you overthinking, isolating, or running and calling it healing? Be brutally honest, because until you stop lying to yourself in beautiful language, you'll keep repeating the same cycle, just in fancier ways. If this hit you, don't just scroll away. Take a second. Ask yourself one question. What am I avoiding and why? If this video made you think, leave a comment. Tell me which part hit hardest, because awareness is the first step to breaking the pattern. And if you're ready to stop calling self-sabotage growth, subscribe, stay, and let's grow. For real this time.